The Environmental Protection Agency announced today it's stepping up efforts to monitor and enforce federal regulations linked to water and air quality in poor Black communities and others that are disproportionately impacted by pollution. The Biden administration has pledged that 40% of the federal resources and investment in climate change and clean energy would be reserved for disadvantaged communities. Part of the EPA's plan include unannounced inspections of sites suspected of air and water pollution. The agency will also install air monitoring equipment in Louisiana between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, which is considered one of the country's largest hotspots for toxic air. The agency also said Jackson, Mississippi violates the Federal Safe Drinking Water Act. The city will now have to come up with a plan to fix it and report to the EPA within 45 days. Today, the EPA administrator had this to say about the agency's plans as part of its environmental justice journey.
We will deploy aircraft. We will deploy mobile vehicles in these communities at a moment's notice so that we can be sure we can get real-time emissions data so that we can hold these facilities accountable.
Joining us to discuss is Vice President of Environmental Justice and Climate and Community Revitalization for the National Wildlife Federation, Mustafa Ali. So, Mustafa, what do you make of this plan by the EPA to invest this money, or at least these resources, in this arena of protecting Black and brown communities?
Well, it's about time that we actually begin to resource frontline communities who've been dealing with the impacts from toxic pollution. There's been a war going on in Black and brown communities across our country. There's been a war against pollution. There has been a war against systemic racism. And of course, now we've also got this war against the pandemic. So making these investments actually give these communities an opportunity to have the information that they need, because the burden of proof in many instances has actually been placed on our most vulnerable communities. So having these monitors in place and these other actions actually give communities an opportunity to begin to prove many of the things that they have been calling out for decades now, and also then forcing regulators, both on the federal and the state and the county level, to finally step up and do the right thing.
It's interesting to me, a lot of the money and things that we just discussed in the intro was money being directed towards enforcement. That makes sense when you're going after corporations. It makes less sense to me when you're talking about cities. Saying that, you're going to look at Jackson, Mississippi, they're violating the Clean Water Act. They have 45 days to respond and get this right. Well, Jackson, Mississippi actually needs money to fix the problem that they have. Is there money also being invested in remedying the problem that cities, states, municipalities have, in addition to just going after corporations?
Well, there are resources. The bipartisan infrastructure bill has millions of dollars for Mississippi, as an example. Now, we got to make sure that when those dollars go to like the state revolving loan fund, we've had governors in the past who have sat on those dollars and not utilized them, or instead of those dollars going to the communities, the spaces and places that actually needed them the most, and sometimes they were redirected into other communities that weren't dealing with the same level of problems. So when you see in Jackson, you really got to unpack that. We know that there have been a number of different dynamics that are going on there that made them more vulnerable and not having the resources to be able to, make sure that water quality systems were at the level that was necessary. So you hit it on the head, Charles. We have got to make sure that we're making real sets of investments inside of the communities who have been carrying these burdens. And if we don't, we know how things are going to play out. We know the millions of folks who have been impacted by lead. We got to get those lead pipes out. We know we got 60 million people over the last decade who have dealt with unsafe drinking water. So we've got to make those investments. And that's why not only the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the dollars that were in there was so critically important, it was also what could be inside of the Build Back Better. And now that they're going to break it apart, we've got to make sure that not only the dollars are there, but they're focused on our communities.
There are so many kind of illnesses that Black people disproportionately suffer from, some of whom are impacted by environment. Can those things be turned around by EPA regulation. Is that something that is within their power to do by putting a lot of pressure on businesses and by helping to fund cities to get things right?
Well, let's unpack that, because the first part, yeah, is you've got to make sure there are stronger enforcement actions. We got to make sure that folks know that when they are impacting folks, that they actually going to have to pay a heavy cost. So there's some things that are already on the books that can help in that. But we hopefully one day we can also begin to strengthen some of our environmental laws that are in place. And why is that important? Because people are breathing things like ethylene oxide, dioxins, hydrogen sulfide, sulfuric acids, chloropine, creosote. And what all that really means is that you are literally being exposed to cancer causing chemicals. And that's the reason we have these cancer clusters inside of many of our communities, these toxic hotspots. So it comes back to investments and changing the dynamics, making sure that we are not zoning so that these facilities are literally up against people. When we talk about fence line communities, people literally can reach their hands out and sometimes touch the fences, or even sometimes touch some of the piping that's going on inside of these facilities. So we can no longer put people in those types of situations. And Charles, here's the other part that we have to talk about very quickly, is that EPA has some power in this space, but we also got to have a holistic strategy. So when we see the EPA administrator going out, we also need to see HUD secretary there. We've got to see the transportation secretary there, because we got to have holistic strategies to change the dynamics in our communities.
Mustafa Ali, when you were listing all those chemicals and compounds, I almost had to pull out my periodic table. I was like, I don't think my science teacher did me justice. I don't know what Mustafa is talking about right now. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You're always insightful, sir.